Hi, my name is Lawrence.
معكم محمد صيام.
مرحبا معكم رياض حتى نحكي عن أجدد.
Hi, this is Jane.
Hi.
Today we're gonna talk.
Hi, this is Alper from MediaCast.
Hi everyone, I'm Davinci from MediaCast.
Hello everyone, this is Ilyan from MediaCast. Today I'm gonna show you guys.
Welcome everyone.
Good day, creative video artists of the Middle East. Is that okay? Hello, DaVinci Resolve users. My name is Abby, your DaVinci Resolve certified trainer based here in Dubai. Due to its wide array of capabilities, ease of use, powerful color correction tools, not to mention, it's free. DaVinci Resolve has been embraced by a lot of people in the world of creative video. However, as the post-production demands in your projects increase, you may start looking for tools that will help you enhance the quality of your outputs. You might find it worthwhile, like the countless others, to upgrade to Davinci Resolve Studio. Davinci Resolve Studio brings another set of exclusive features right at your fingertips. So today, we are going to look at some of the features that you may find useful. I've invited some of our friends to join us for today. Oh, hi, Abdul. I was just about to mention you. How are you?
Assalamu alaikum, Abby. I'm doing great. I've never been better. I hope you are doing well too. You know I'm dealing with a lot of footage in my projects, and I wish there was a way I can manage and organize my media based on the people appear in it.
Abdul, I'm so glad that you mentioned that. DaVinci Resolve has a neural engine built into version 16. This AI is used for several features across the pages, but most of them are exclusive to the studio version only. So to answer your question, yes, there is a way. In the media page, the neural engine will help analyze and identify faces in media. And it's so simple. So after you have imported your files on the media page, you just have to select the clips, and then you have to right-click and select Analyze Clips for People. And then the DaVinci Resolve will automatically detect the faces and will give you a people pop-up window. You just have to rename the folder according to your subject. As you can see, there's another folder here which is named Other People. So what you can do is you just have to open that and right-click on each picture and tag them as the appropriate person. And once finished, you can always close the window, and then you can go to your user preferences, select on Edit, and make sure that you turn on the automatic smart bins for people metadata. So this one will be helpful if you are working on projects with lots of subjects or actors and actresses. And this will help you sort out your clips depending on which file or which subject that you want to use for your timeline. Just like that.
Wow, that's awesome feature, Abby. Thanks for showing it to me. I definitely need that.
No worries, Abdul. You're welcome.
See you around.
So as I was saying...
Hi Abby!
Karen, is that you?
Yeah! Hi!
Hi, Karen! How are you?
I'm doing great! I just have a question. I'm using an old camera that only records in 1080i. Is there a way like I can remove those annoying interlaced artifacts?
Actually, there is in DaVinci Resolve, but it's only in the studio version. There's a way that you can de-interlace your material in the media page. So this clip, for example, as you can see, although it's just a few frames, if I'm going to play this, you can see that there are horizontal lines on the clip. So what you can do is you just have to go to your project settings. Under the master settings, you just have to uncheck the Enable Video Field Processing and then click on Save. After that, you just have to go back to your clip, right-click, and then select on Clip Attributes. And then under the Video tab, you just have to check the Enable Deinterlacing. And once you click OK, you can see the clip was already deinterlaced. So that's how easy it is to deinterlace your material in DaVinci Resolve.
Oh my god, Abby! That's super awesome! Thanks for showing it to me. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome, Karen. I'm glad that you find it useful.
Alright! I'll see you at the book club meetup next Tuesday. Bye!
Sure. I'll bring cupcakes. Okay, so as I was saying, Ram,
Hey, Abby, how are you?
are you wearing a costume? Are you working on a vlog again?
No. You know, I've been spending a lot of time at home because of what's happening in the world. So, yeah, just trying to mix things up. It sucks.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I have a question actually. I'm using some lenses with wide focal lengths, and it's obviously showing some distortion. Is there a way for me to fix it in post?
Actually, that's a good question, Ram. And the answer is you absolutely can, using the Davinci Resolve Studio lens correction feature. And this is how you do it. So for example, this clip. This is shot using a wide-angle lens, and it's distorting the image very slightly. So what you can do is that you just have to press the Analyze button under the lens correction within the inspector. And the DaVinci Resolve will fix the distortion of the clip. The lens correct can also be used manually for creative purposes. So I'm going to choose this clip. And then, using the inspector, I'm just going to slightly correct it by putting negative 0.15 so that the car appears to push towards the camera. So there are different ways that you can use the lens correction inside DaVinci Resolve. It's either you can use it for creative purposes or just by simply correcting the shot. Really easy.
Wow, that's some interesting feature. Hey Abigail, looks like I'm about to get an upgrade to DaVinci Resolve Studio. Thanks for helping out.
Wait. Are you wearing a Speedo? Never mind. So, as I was saying...
Hey, Abby!
Hi, Mo!
Hey, I just want to say that I'm enjoying this session so far. Thank you.
Oh, really? I'm glad that you are enjoying this session. So please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
I will. By the way, I have a question. Because I have this project, right? I'm shooting this car and it's really fast. It goes like zoom. And what I want to do is to slow it down in post. The problem is the slow motion version is a bit jittery. Is there anything I can make the slow-mo a bit smoother? You know, like butter. Oh, also, does the studio version provide more those awesome OpenFX options? Now that would be cool.
Actually, I have an answer for your question. The same neural engine that we talked about earlier, this powers the same Resolve effect available in the studio version. It's called Speed Warp. So DaVinci Resolve has a number of different speed change algorithms. So for example, this clip here, as you can see, a speed change has already been applied. But by default, DaVinci Resolve is using the nearest option. So when you slow down a clip, what it will do is that it will just duplicate the missing frames. That's why it has a jittery movement. So what we can do in the inspector, we can always change the retime process into frame blend. So this will make up for the missing frames. So the result will be a smoother playback, but the image looks blurry because of the blending. So now what we can do, we can try the optical flow. So optical flow looks at the missing frames and interpolates what the frames look like. So as you can see, it plays back smoother, but there's a lot of movement and a lot of detail in the shot. That's why the image appears to be warped. So what we can do about this is that under the motion estimate menu, you can change or select the option to speed warp. Speed warp uses the neural engine to analyze the missing frames and work out what they should look like. To answer your second question, if you think that the Resolve effects in the free version are good, the ones in the studio version are much better. And not only that, the open effects available on the color page can now be used on the edit page, giving you more flexibility on the workflow. So let me give you an example. This clip here, as you can see, it's a bit hazy. So I can just apply the haze directly from my edit page. So I just have to search the haze, and then I just have to apply that directly on my clip. And then I'm just going to open my inspector under the OpenFX tab. You can see the before and after. And then I can always increase my shadows so that it could give me more details on the grid of my car. So it's very easy to apply this because you just have to search and apply the effects that you want. You can also add more contrast to your clip. So I'm going to use the OpenFX Contrast Pop. So I'm just going to apply this on the same clip. So as you can see, I now have my Dehaze and my Contrast Pop under the OpenFX tab. And then I'm just going to adjust the detail amount. So I'm just going to increase that. So this is the before and after.
Wow, Abby, the speed warp option is really cool. And also, you are right, the OpenFX options available in DaVinci Resolve Studio is much better. I need to go get myself one now. Thanks, Abby.
You're welcome, Mo. So as I was saying,
Hi, Abby.
Samira?
Habibti, how are you?
Hi, Samira. Where are you?
I'm currently on location. I'm shooting my documentary. I have a question for you though. So because I'm shooting a lot of outdoors, I don't have much control over my lighting conditions. Some of the clips have a lot more noise than I want to. Is there a way for me to fix it through DaVinci Resolve Studio?
Well, Samira, you've got to check the noise reduction tool available in DaVinci Resolve Studio. This one is pretty clever. It uses temporal and spatial algorithms to adjust noise. Let me quickly show you. So as you can see on this image, it's pretty noisy. So what I can do is I can correct this on the color page of DaVinci Resolve. So this is the before and after look of the image. As you can see, it's pretty dark, but after color correcting and color grading, we achieve this look. But the result is that it's a very noisy image. So what we can do is we can apply temporal and spatial noise reduction to it. So I'm going to adjust this using the spatial threshold. And as you can see, it's already smoothened out. But you have to be careful when you're using the noise reduction tool because sometimes we are removing the noise and we are also removing the details of the image that we are correcting. And there you have it, the powerful noise reduction tool in DaVinci Resolve Studio.
Thank you so much for sharing this, Abby. This will help me fix my noisy footage and make them usable for my project. Really clever. Thank you.
You're welcome. Joy? Joy, what are you wearing?
Oh, this? Never mind. Have you seen Ram?
Actually, he's here a while ago wearing a Speedo, but yeah, he's here. Why?
Oh, I can't seem to find him. Well, anyway, I have a question. You see, I'm shooting a film.
Let me guess. Superhero film?
Nah, it's actually top secret. I'm trying to add some effects to my project. And I'm trying to see if I can add some sort of lens flares onto it. You know, for that killer sci-fi effect. Is that possible in DaVinci Resolve Studio? Also, is there some sort of patch tool that allows me to clone some areas in my shot?
Actually, yes, there is. Let me show you. So let's use this clip for example. On the color page, under the OpenFX, I'm just going to search for lens flare. And then I'm going to apply that on my node tree. After that, I can change the parameters of this under the OpenFX as well. So let's position this lens flare and then I'm going to change this to a modern sci-fi. And then I can always change the size of my flare. So what I can do is I'm going to choose flare spot and then reduce the flare size. So I'm going to play this clip. And then as you can see, we need to track this so that it will follow the movement of the car as well. So under your tracker, you just have to select on FX and then just add a point wherein you want to track. And then after that, you just have to track forward and track backward. So you just have to make sure that it's following the movement of your subject or the car. And that's how easy it is to apply your lens flare on DaVinci Resolve Studio. And yes, there's a patch tool available in DaVinci Resolve Studio. And here's how it works. Take this clip for example. I want to remove the badge on the side of the car. And here's the step-by-step way of how you can do it. On the OpenFX tab, search for Patch Replacer. Then apply it directly into the node. you will see that it will create 2 power windows that you can use to cover the badge. I will change the shape into a rectangle. And make it a bit smaller just to fit in the badge or the area that I want to cover. I can modify the selection using the parameters. After I cover the badge, I will use the tracker tool. Make sure it is the FX tracker. Then, add a tracking point. And then track it forward and backwards. So that the changes applied will move with the subject. And that's it. Patch Replacer tool comes in handy whenever we want to remove or cover parts of our footage.
Abby, thank you so much for answering my questions. You know, it's gonna help me a lot in my... Oh, I think I see your RAM now. I'll see you later, Abby. Thank you.
Okay, bye. Wow, we have lots of visitors today. So as I was saying...
Hey, Abby.
Oh, Tags!
Hey, how you doing?
Hi.
Listen, I know you're busy, so I will get to the point. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Is there a way for me to enhance the beauty shots of my subject in DaVinci Resolve?
Who's your subject? Never mind. Yes, of course. Let me show you how you can improve that on DaVinci Resolve Studio. So we can use the Face Refinement tool. Under the Open Effects tab, you just have to select Face Refinement and directly apply that into your node. So the Face Refinement tool can analyze the face and pick out features, making it easier to grade. You can refine the mask and even adjust or increase the face mask size. You just have to go through the controls and adjust the parameters until you're happy with the results. You can adjust the contrast, add color boost, and even apply shine removal. You can go through eye adjustments and even lip retouching. Now, let's go to a more advanced feature. So DaVinci Resolve Studio also has numerous filters to clean up shots. Take this clip as an example. This is a damaged 16mm film scan. This is the original clip. But this one is already corrected and graded. And to achieve this look, I will share with you my Node 3. So we applied dirt removal, dust buster, even patch replacer, and again face refinement. All of these are available in DaVinci Resolve Studio. Pretty cool, huh?
Wow, that's handy and quite convenient too. Thanks for showing it to me, Abby.
Anytime.
Alright, see you later.
Yes, I'll see you. And Tags?
Yes?
I'm watching you. Anyway, moving on, as I was saying...
عفواً أبيجيل.
Hi, Fatima.
كيف حالك؟ إن شاء الله تكوني بخير.
Oh, Fatima, I don't speak Arabic, you know that. But I know someone who can help me with that. See? Hi, Abdul.
Hi, my dear, I am here.
Can you please help me and Fatima? Because I think she has a question for me about DaVinci Resolve.
Oh, say no more. Fatima, tell me please.
بحتاج مساعدتك بسؤال صغير. يبدو أنه في كتير إضافات جديدة في DaVinci Resolve Studio تستحق إن الواحد يستبدل النسخة الأقدم بالنسخة الأجدد.
Okay, Fatima. Abby, she's saying that there seems to be a lot of added features that would make it worthwhile to upgrade to DaVinci Resolve Studio. Just curious if there are any additional features available in Fusion page as well as the delivery page of DaVinci Resolve.
You know, I was going to talk about that, but since you mentioned it, there is one additional feature in DaVinci Resolve Studio's Fusion page, and it is called the camera tracker. So take this clip as an example. So if you're going to look at my program viewer, I've added another element into my footage. Since Fusion is already part of DaVinci Resolve, we can now bring feature film quality visual effects and motion graphics to any project. This tool is the camera tracker. It analyzes and matches the movement of live action camera that was used to shoot the scene. In this case, the camera movement allowed this PNG file to follow the camera movement, adding an element into my original footage. So as you can see, Fusion works through nodes. So this one will give you like a flowchart style, making it easy for us to see the entire composition, and we can quickly make changes. Now that is awesome. As for the deliver page, IMF Delivery format is becoming more popular, and this option is available in DaVinci Resolve Studio. One of the huge time-saving aspects of IMF is the ability to render supplemental packages, so an entire timeline does not need re-rendering if one section needs to be changed. Take this clip for example. Just have to right-click, create new timeline using composition playlist. So let's rename this as IMF Edit. Let's open the timeline on the edit page. And then let's change a specific section of the timeline. So let's create in and out points. And overwrite this particularly dark clip. Then let's go to the deliver page and select IMF. Let's just change the file name. And then on the export video, you make sure that the supplemental package is selected. So again, this one does not need to re-render the whole timeline. Only the section that was changed. So for comparison, I'm just going to drag and drop this to our timeline. So as you can see, we just rendered the in and out points of the specific clip. Only the change section of the clip needs to be rendered and the new full IMF is created. Fatima, does that information help you?
بالتأكيد. يوجد كثير من الإضافات والفوائد لدافنشي ريزولف ستوديو، خصوصاً التعديلات والإضافات في صفحة فيوجن وصفحة الدليفري. شكراً كثير إلك عزيزتي أبيجيل.
Absolutely, there are indeed a lot of benefits to upgrade to DaVinci Resolve, including those additional ones on the Fusion and Delivery page. Thank you so much, my dear Abigail.
Afwan, Fatima. Shukran, Abdul. See you later. Do we still have more guests? Yes, great. So as I was saying, there's a comprehensive list on Blackmagic Design's website about the differences between DaVinci Resolve and DaVinci Resolve Studio. It is for version 15 but holds good for most of the differences in version 16. Here are some of the key differences between the two pieces of software when looking at hardware and codecs and workflows. The free version of DaVinci Resolve will support 1 GPU for processing, meaning users can have 1 GPU for their display and 1 GPU for processing. DaVinci Resolve Studio allows for multiple GPUs for processing, increasing real-time playback capability and render times. Only the Studio version can decode 10-bit H.264 and H.265 files. When using the free version, these files will show up as black thumbnails. For users wanting to try their material, they can re-encode it to another format to see what it looks like in DaVinci Resolve. The free version of DaVinci Resolve does not allow collaborative workflows. The Postgres database install option is available in the free version of the software, and the license does not need to be on the server. However, there should be a license on each machine that accesses it. The HDR, the free version, will allow users to set up their Resolve projects in the correct color space using Resolve Color Management or ACES. When grading HDR, users will require the ability to use HDR scopes, HDR nodes, and allow for clip analysis for either Dolby Vision or HDR10+, depending on the delivery. All of these features are studio only. Users of the free version can output via SDI. However, if they are using an HDR TV, it would need to be triggered into HDR via HDMI 2.0. This sends the metadata over the cable. This is a studio feature only. Users can deliver an HDR file in any format. However, studio users are the only ones who have the access to the IMF HDR delivery formats required by Netflix and in Resolve 16 20th Century Fox. Another thing, the free version of DaVinci Resolve is limited to Ultra HD output, which is 3840 by 2160. Users may need to deliver to DCI 4K for cinema delivery, which is 4096 by 2160, and for newer 8K delivery, which is 7680 by 4320. It is also worthwhile remembering that users who want to render out to DCP are limited to 2K by 2K Kakadu JPEG render. And lastly, DaVinci Resolve Studio allows network rendering using the remote render workflow. Using the remote render workflow, users can use another machine on the network to render, therefore not tying up the machines they are working on. This is also useful for users wanting to render ProRes on Windows, as if they render to a Mac. DaVinci Resolve Studio allows for Sony XAVC rendering. Also, H.264, H.265 renders can be accelerated on certain NVIDIA GPUs. So there! With tons of additional features available in DaVinci Resolve Studio, upgrading from the free version is a must for creative video professionals like you. To know more, feel free to contact us, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching! Bye!